Good morning and welcome back to Forgotten Dailies. Today is Saturday, December, I think the 4th. I don't know, whatever. So anyways, plan today, I finally got some new drill bits that come yesterday. The plan today is to try to get that lug nut drilled out so I can get a steel wheel put on that side, get it rolling because right now it's still stuck. So anyways, get the steel wheel put back on it. And then hopefully, if I have time today, mess with the engine to see if I can get it to turn over. So far, the starter just clicks. So I'm hoping the motor's not locked up. That is a possibility. As this car has sat for 32 years. So who knows? We'll find out that later. Our main thing today, right now, is to get that wheel off. I had one lug nut out of all 16 that gave me a fit, and I've been fighting it. My drill bits I had are just old, and so I bought new ones, brand new, not even taken out of the package yet. So hopefully, I can step it out and get that together. So I haven't really done anything with the car. I've been busy parting the Shelby Charger, tearing it apart, getting it ready to haul to the scrapyard once I'm done with it. I did use some leather conditioner on the rear seats just to try to get them to soften up some. I'll have to do some more later, but just did with that. So the SRT4 engine is gone. That got sold earlier this week, so that's good. Makes me some room. I still have the 2.2 intercooled turbo engine out of the TC Maserati. Still have 87 2.2 turbo out of an 87 LeBaron. The transmission for the SRT4 is still here, as well as the engine harness. Did get the garage cleaned up a little bit, and of course, the Shelby Charger peaked its parts all over the floor, so that's the way it works. Yeah, it's very windy, rainy. It's not too terribly cold, so hopefully I can get this wheel changed, and we'll add more to the video here in a little while. Okay, so less than an hour later, actually about 50 minutes total, I have one. The rim is off. Unfortunately, pretty sure it's going to be toast. So turn the light on here. So that stud right there, as you can see, was giving me fits. I actually ended up missing the stud and drilling into the rotor and blah, 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 whatever. At this point, I could care less. It is apart. Now I can get a steel wheel back on it and get it back to where it at least rolls. My light to cooperate here. We'll see how bad the rim really is. I didn't even look at it. I just knocked it off and there it goes. Yep, so it's junk. Unfortunately, a 4-lug Swiss cheese wheel, which is what these are called, are pretty hard to find. They're out there, obviously, but I've got some 4-lug pizza wheels, which is what the car had when it was new anyways. That's what will go back on it anyhow. So to me, it's a win. With a sad ending, unfortunately, with the rim. But anyways, we're one step closer. A little step at a time is all we can do. Okay, so next step of this, I don't know which way to turn the camera. I can never remember. So apologize when it's moving. You see this thing was I just knocked all those leaves up in that area. It's still just full of leaves from sitting for, as long as it did. And possum made a home in here, and who knows what other animals. Anyways, so now this wheel is completely froze. The left rear wheel was froze, as well as the right rear. So 3 of the 4 wheels were froze. I got the rear ones done while it was still in my trailer before I moved it in here. This one had broke free when I was loading it on the trailer. It rolled into the garage. And then a couple of weeks it's been sitting here, it has decided to freeze up again. So a little more on this car. This car has been repainted. The gentleman told me it was like 2 years old. He had it repainted. So that's the paint that it shows now. And there's signs of that. Obviously, there's overspray. So it is not a factory original paint job. It's the same color, original color, but it has been repainted. Anyways, with that said, so I'm going to try to get the caliper off so I can at least, even if I can just get the pads out of the thing, I can put the caliper back on and at least get it rolling. That's my goal today. I did some looking the other day. So years of sitting weren't too terrible. I've definitely seen a lot worse. I've seen them where they've rushes went all the way up into that, where that seam is there. This one probably goes a little bit higher than what's visible once you start tearing it apart. But it's not horrible. They're all known. That's pretty common by the brake cable, park brake cable, where it comes through. There's a little bit on the other side of the frame rail. Nothing real major. The passenger side has maybe a baseball size hole. So anyways, these are 10 millimeter here. There's one there and one on the bottom. So I got the top one loose already. I'm going to do the bottom one and hopefully get this caliper off and get this thing back rolling. Oh, and yes, I actually do have my 10 millimeter. I didn't have to hunt for it. Found it right away. Okay, so I did get the caliper off. You can see it's sitting up there. And again, I apologize for the stupid camera. Anyhow, the pads are still kind of stuck. That's my, ooh, what a glare. That is my next step. They'll pop out. Shouldn't be too terrible. Actually, the inside one came out pretty easily. The outside, yep, fell out too. So, that being said, hopefully this wheel turns now. Hopefully, yep, that's what was, that is definitely what was holding it up, was the pads. I'll just put the caliper back on it for now. Like I said, it's not the end of the world. It's going to have to get all new stuff anyways. So, anyhow, put the wheel back together and then we're going to go to the engine and see what we can do with it. Okay, so Project Turbo Z. I'm going to try to get it to roll over at bare minimum at least. So we'll see what we can do with it. Check the oil just to be sure. It does have oil, and actually it doesn't smell bad. I smelled it a minute ago. It smells like oil, but it is 30-plus-year-old oil. So let's hook up the battery. And whoa, the fan wants to take off on me there. Key is on. It is in neutral, and you can hear the starter just clicks. So that either tells me that either the starter is locked up, or worst case scenario, the engine is locked up. Hopefully not the latter of the two, because I would like to at least maybe save this engine just for the fact it was original to the car. But anyway, we're going to pull the, try to get a bolt on the crank pulley down below. It's kind of tight. We'll see, maybe I can climb out, slide underneath it, and get it that way. Worst case scenario, it's not a greatest idea. You can pull this upper timing cover and you can roll up that way. Definitely that would be last resort. It's back on 4 wheels, which is good. It does roll, which is better. So now I can move it. Unfortunately, with winter being here and being beginning of December, this car is going to go back outside. I have to have the garage space back for the wife's car. And then my truck will go on the other side as cars come and go, etc. So anyways, we're going to see what we can do and see if we can get this thing to crank over. Alright, so I tried to get up from above. It's possible, but it's just so tight. So we're going to take this splash shield out. You can get to the crank a whole lot easier. There's a couple 10 millimeter bolts, I believe, up front. I know one here. So anyway, that's the next step. We'll take that apart and see what we got. Okay, I got the splash shield out. You can see the crank pulley. We're going to go on this center bolt and see what we can do with that. Should be a 13 millimeter. Yep. So let's put a little breaker bar on there and see what happens. So unfortunately, just as I expected, was the issue. Seems as though the engine is froze up. So with that being said, we're going to do some of the older tricks first. We'll pull the plugs, dump some used oil or transmission fluid or something down in there and let it sit, and try it again in a couple 3 days when we have time again, and see what happens. I was afraid that that would be the case, and I was really hoping it wasn't. Obviously, I'd rather just roll over and everything be normal, but that's not the way it works when a car has sat for 30 some years. So with that said, I'm still up in the air of what's going to happen with this car. It's not getting parted. It's too decent of a car to part. My problem is time and running a business and all that stuff. So it's time and of course money, and just like everything else, and I have the GLH project car that to me is a little more important. I like it more out of all the Turbo Mopar stuff. That is the one that I have never had, was a GLH Omni Turbo. So I'm thinking that if I'm going to put money into a car with an engine change and all that entails with that, I'm leaning more towards the Omni being the car. But with that said, I haven't given up hope on this car yet. We'll see. It's no rush to go anywhere. It doesn't owe me anything, so it can sit here for a while longer if need be. But yeah. So anyways, with that, we're gonna probably close this out. I know it's not the greatest quality video, and as always, I apologize. So I am trying to learn. This is all new to me, the YouTube thing. So alright, so if you like this, please go ahead and like, subscribe, and blah blah and all that good stuff. And hopefully you have a great day, and if you want to see anything else, let me know and we'll see what we can do. Thanks. So I guess I forgot I couldn't do the plugs here. So naturally, number 4 cylinder, I put my socket on it, and yeah, it seems stuck as well. So we'll shoot them with a little bit of PB here and let them sit for a little bit, see what happens. Darn it, if it was later in the day, I could have me a cold one, but it's too early in the morning now. So anyways, I'm gonna let it sit for a little while. Something I haven't done yet. Let's see what mysteries may lie within the air filter box. Throttle body bolts are already off. It's empty. There's absolutely nothing. But yeah, looks like something was definitely living within the air box at some time. Yeah, it's full of yeah, definitely nasty looking. So yeah, we'll cross that off as another thing that it's going to need, and we'll kind of go from there. Okay, so the only plug that was really gave me any fits was number 4. 1, 2, and 3 all came out just fine. That would be number 4. Fortunately, it did come out. It fought me a little bit, but it didn't really script the threads, thankfully. It did break, which who cares. Number 3, number 2, number 1. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if these aren't the original plugs on the car, especially since it's only got 60-some thousand miles on it. But I did check my eBay store. I do have a whole nother throttle body, so that's not a big deal. I went ahead and ended it, and I'll go down and grab it out of inventory and put it with the car. So, and it's from an '84 Dodge 600, same engine. So that's taken care of. I would not try to run that nasty one. So I don't know. So we're gonna have some, I don't know, so whatever I've got. I don't even know what I have laying around here. Some used oil or something. I'm sure I've got something. If not, I'll use new oil. I don't care. So we'll let them sit in the cylinders and see what we can come up with.